Today in Cannabis News, following a consistent downtrend, nationwide cannabis sales in the United States appear to begin to normalize. A Mississippi lawmaker quotes Bob Dylan and passes hemp around the Senate floor prior to a vote on a statewide medical cannabis legalization bill. And a U.S. representative affirms his commitment to getting the federal Safe Banking Act passed in Congress prior to his retirement. It's Tuesday, January 18th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the Trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, per recent statistics, a slowdown in annual cannabis revenue growth in states throughout the U.S. seems to be normalizing, with growth beginning to recover in certain regions. Alan Brockstein, a Seeking Alpha columnist and managing partner of New Cannabis Ventures, argues that positive trends are emerging in Illinois and Michigan, as well as year-over-year increases in Massachusetts, which saw an increase of 40% in September 2021 to 42% in October 2021. In November 2021, that number had risen to 46%. He goes on to say that revenue growth reductions in Western regions, including California, Colorado, and Oregon, have peaked, with expected growth in Q4 2021. Brockstein's research utilized information from BDSA, a cannabis sector research company. Looking ahead, we are hopeful that the growth rates will normalize at strong rates, wrote Brockstein. With the tough comparisons now behind and some new markets opening up over the next few years, we think cannabis operators should deliver high revenue growth.
Next up, Mississippi lawmakers voted with bipartisan support to approve a proposal to establish a statewide medical cannabis system, advancing it to the state house for further consideration. The discussion began with a quote from Bob Dylan's "Everybody Must Get Stoned" by Senator Kevin Blackwell. It was an allusion to public attitudes of cannabis usage for recreational purposes and the governor's disapproval of the legislator's bill. Blackwell has become among the primary proponents of establishing a medical cannabis system in Mississippi for people suffering with severe medical illnesses like cancer, AIDS, and sickle cell anemia. Patients want the medicine for pain mitigation rather than just getting high, according to supporters. The proposal, according to Republican Governor Tate Reeves, would permit massive volumes of cannabis to be distributed, allowing for widespread adult use of the plant. Governor Reeves has previously hinted that he'll veto the bill because of the planned purchasing limitations, which he believes aren't small enough. Blackwell displayed 2 bundles of hemp and a hemp joint to demonstrate the amount of cannabis that could be obtained as a prescribed medication, passing them around to senators. Some were adamant about not touching them. Several took a whiff of the packages.
Last up, Representative Ed Perlmutter is leaving the U.S. Congress at the conclusion of this legislative session, but he maintains he'll strive to get his cannabis financial services proposal passed before he leaves the federal government. Representative Perlmutter recently told Colorado Public Radio about his choice not to seek re-election in November and his frustration that despite the fact that the U.S. House has passed the Secure and Fair Enforcement Banking Act on 5 occasions in various forms, the U.S. Senate has not been able to advance it under Republican or Democratic majorities. That one still has me pretty irritated, Perlmutter remarked, citing Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's successful obstruction of Perlmutter's bipartisan proposal. He was warned that the proposal was too big and too broad when Republicans controlled the Senate. Then he was warned by the Democratic leadership that it was too narrow and too limited. Senator Schumer and peers pushing for a federal cannabis legalization proposal have categorically stated that they wouldn't want the Safe Banking Act to prevail until widespread legislation that resolves social equity challenges is accomplished. Advocates of the Safe Banking Act claim that the piecemeal legislative update is needed to improve community health, and that it has a better chance of reaching President Joe Biden's office with bipartisan backing. I have not given up on that one, Perlmutter said. I'm gonna get that darn thing passed this year while I still serve out my term.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts like Hash It Out, Tech and Cannabis, or the International Cannabis Conversation, wherever you get your podcasts. For trichomes.com, I'm RJ Baldwin.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.